Going on, everybody? We're going to begin a discussion on the Southern Praying Mantis system. We're going to look at some of the fundamentals and the basic principled ideas behind how we like to train to make this system useful. We're going to begin ourselves off with the 18 fundamental hands, the 18 basic hands, sometimes referred to as the 18 Lohan hands, namely the 9 yin and 9 yang hand techniques that open the door for all other expressions. So you've got Mo Sao, Guok Sao, Chok Sao, Sai Sao, Sik Sao, Chik Sao, Pak Sao, Lap Sao, and Gap Sao. Those are your 9 yin hands. You've got your Jin, you've got your Bao, your Bu, your Peng, your Zhong, your Chap, your Zhong, your Gao Choi, and your Hong Sao. Those would be your 9 yang hands. Together, making 18, spreading out, going upwards of many, many more shapes. So, beginning with the yin hands, Mo Sao. Mo Sao is your basic polishing or rubbing hand technique. It can go outside, it can go inside, right? Wax on, wax off. Utilizing the nook here, not so much the hand, but in all cases, the bridge. So, Mo Sao. Mo Sao. I come from chambered hand, I reach out, in and down. But look at space. Maintain space. Full extension, and I drop my elbow. I have my mouths. I have my thumb in. I have my fingers elongated, not tense. Mo Sao right, Mo Sao left. Right? Doubles. Right? Outside. Right? This is like a shaving backwards type action. It's a rubbing with the outside, clearing to the out. Mo Sao. Again, comes from down here. The hands are guided through the structure. Guok Sao or Gok Sao is the cutting hand, the shaving hand. It's done by dropping the hooks and pulling. Right? Pulling here. You've got lower, you've got your uppercut. Either way, it goes out, hook, and drop to clear. Notice how I cut across center with the hand, not the elbow. Walk, Sao. Doubles, cut, alternate. Chok Sao. Chok Sao or Cho Sao is the back cutting, the backle pressing hand. It uses back here. Doubles. Again, open. Stay open. Cut out, cut back. Out. Cho Sao. Alright, Cho. I can use my ginger fist, and that's going to reinforce the structure of my arm a little bit. Pulling back. Elbow in, hand out, elbow, armpit open, Cho. Right? Again, cutting out and in. Out and back. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Right? Next hand we'll look at is Sai Sao. Sai Sao is the rolling bridge. Not to be confused with a crashing or Bong Sao. This has a spiral roll. It can go up. It can go down. right? Sai sao. Primarily mid and lower gate technique, high gate technique, dealing with the inside. I'm not going to roll so much to the outside, although there are techniques where you will do that, like European. I'm not going to worry about that. We're looking at strict methodology of the sai sao. All right, hips, ribs, arms. Hips, ribs, arms. Look at how I throw my shoulder blades, play my spine, sai sao. Six sao. Six sao is your eating hand. Six sao, eating, swallowing. Right, coming right in. Armpit stays open. Mouth stays open. I got double bridge, crossing, parallel, high-low, single, alternate. Cuts out, hook, and I drop in. Sick. Sao. Next hand we're going to explore Chik sao. And that's your slicing. You can so this is all about the bridge. It's a slicing hand. Pretend you have no hand here. It's not the hand technique. It's the bridge. It's that slice. Therefore, chit is in everything. That's why it's considered one of the fundamental low han hands. I can float. I can sink. Again. All right. I got opposites, crossing, parallel. All right. Cutting and inserting is the method here. To insert and to cut through. Pak. It's next hand. Pak. That's the meat of the palm. Traditionally, it's in the inverted position, but the main premise is right here. Pak. Slapping of the palm. Oftentimes used to compress and trap. Its yang aspect is just a straight up crack of the open hand. Doubles, singles, high-low, not to be confused with some of the other hand techniques, like Wu Deep Sao. It's different. Here, got Pak. Next hand we'll look at is our Lap Sao. Lap Sao is the jerking back action, the clawing of like the tiger claw, yanking back. So from the extension, it's a jerk action, right? Suck energy, swallowing, jerking power. Got your doubles, high-low. You got your one lap to the side. All these jerk back actions consider Lap Sao. Lap Sao is not just seizing. Keep that in mind. The last of the yin hands is Gap Sao. Gap Sao is a compressing hand. Oftentimes thought of as just crushing between the bridge, crushing between the arms. My elbows don't compress. My elbows stay open, right? A little secret to your gap sao. Clawing as you pull. All right. Here I'm using the swallowing. All right. If I've got my left leg to the lead, I swallow to the right. After I pull in center, I can kick to the right. Right leg lead, swallow, pull to the back. Gap sao. Moving into the yang hands, your more classical offensive techniques. You've got your straight fist, your jik jin. It's really the same thing, but they're separate. All right, so your straight blasting fist, your jin. It's all about where in the spiral do you make your attack, right? Utilize the bottom of the bridge, cutting, and then drive through. You can float, you can sink. High, low. Crossing. Alternating. Next, you've got your zhong. Zhong is your palm. Side to side, high, low, single, alternate. Again, you're hitting with the meat in the heart, the palm. Don't let your thumb be in front. Keep it bent to the side. Bow. Next, you've got bu. Bu is your spearing or stabbing fingers, like snake's fist. You've got the flicking into bu. From bu, you've got clawing. Floating, sinking. So on and so forth. Bu. Bu is important. If you're hitting the fingertips, you've got a gentle cup to the hand to help reinforce all your structure. Practice your bu sao with intent if you expect it to be useful. As with everything, but fingers, they're more delicate than a fist or a palm. Palm is our next hand. It's a whip. Hitting with the bridge, whipping with the fingers. Pong sao, ping sao. This would be a soft hand technique using that springing, whipping energy, aiming for eyes, throat, so on, like that. Ping, doubles, singles. All right? Zhong. Zhong is the uppercut. Right up the center. Coming up. 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 Right up. Hitting it. Chop sao. Chop sao is the sixth of the yang hands in this particular series. Chop. Chop is that cutting down. Chop sao, cutting down, clearing. Can be the insertion to strike with the fingers, or a crash to drop the bridge. Sinking power. Chop sao. Chong. That's our next hand. This is actually your elbow. All right? It's important when you're hitting with the elbow not to make a fist too tight. You want to hit the bone. Elbows. Whole series of these babies. So on and so forth. All your elbows. The mantis strikes wing. So on and so forth. Hammer fist. Gao choi. Signature technique, right? The hammer. Hammer comes up. Cross. Angle. Angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All kinds of ways you can play your hammer fist. You've got your lassos. You've got your straight lines. You've got your rolling. All your hammer fists. And the last hand is Hong Sao. Hong Sao is a floating technique. You're hitting with that float. And in doing so, you've got a big bubble of air around you. So if you're pressured, it becomes like a spring. Right? Hong. Different from Ping Sao, because I'm not using my fingers. I'm using in the back. Hong. 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 Right? Used to float up. Right? Look from the side here. Right? Floating and sinking. Or you can use all floating. Depends on what you're looking to accomplish. Again, this gets into the energetics of your hand techniques. Right? If I swallow down, it's useful to set up as a spring. If I'm embracing and trying to prevent you from crashing through me, I might root as I float my structure. So there's a prime example of how we really need to scrutinize these individual techniques. So that was a brief introduction to the 18 Lohan hands, the 18 fundamental hands of Juplam Tonglong as taught here in the United States. As with all these techniques, there's more than one way that you should address your training. You should look at your intent building exercises, your Heigong or Qigong exercises. Each of these hands should incorporate that methodology, as well as your Qi Sao, which is your listening, your adhering, your following, all of those types of concepts. But you've also got your Chai Sao drill, so each of these hands should address this. That would be your grinding and refusing energy, your reinforcing and strength training. You've also got your bridging techniques, your Da Sao, the physical conditioning of each technique. But then you should also understand that each of these techniques is going to be fed through numerous San Sao patterns, and that would be your targeting and application of these hands as they feed one another. So through these basic principles, you want to explore your hands first and foremost from a fixed stance, right? Don't worry about feet, just worry about position first. And then we start working on basic footwork patterns and bridging those together again with partner work. First is solo, then is partner, and that's how you really want to train your Gong Fu so you can get it within. As you're practicing your Dao Lu, I want you to look and see if you can highlight individual techniques for their energy expression and take it from there. So I hope to continue with some subsequent videos. We'll do some more breakdowns and highlights of this Southern Praying Mantis system, fundamentals, and basic training. Our goal is to bring this art further and further into the open so that more people have the opportunity to train. Whether you come and train with me personally or any one of my number of peers, we are all willing and able. So please reach out and continue your study with proper intent. I'll talk to you guys soon. Be well.